On the surface, the business model looks like a stable path to passive income, a manicured landscape, prestigious memberships, and a schedule that lets you play 18 holes every afternoon. Maintaining those fairways requires the same constant, industrial-scale earth-moving as a commercial farm. You are managing hundreds of acres of living assets that require precision engineering just to stay green. The financial model is sensitive to variables entirely outside your control. A single bad summer, a localized spike in water utility costs, or a 3% drop in your member retention rate can wipe out your annual projections. Underneath the luxury branding, a golf course is a fragile financial ecosystem. Without constant capital injections, the land quickly reverts to a state that no longer attracts the premium dues required to keep the gates open. The price of admission begins with sheer geographic scale. Building a standard 18-hole course requires between 120 and 200 acres of land. This footprint places the business in the same development category as a commercial airport or a professional sports stadium. This diagram shows the invisible infrastructure. Beneath the turf sits subterranean drainage and high-capacity irrigation pumps, moving hundreds of thousands of gallons of water daily. Construction requires navigating a multi-year regulatory gauntlet, securing water rights, and facing strict environmental oversight for chemical runoff. While this permitting process is expensive and time-consuming, it creates an effective economic barrier. The same regulations that make it difficult for you to build also prevent a competitor from opening a rival course right down the street. Surviving this setup phase leaves the owner with a protected local monopoly, though it comes at the cost of massive, permanent fixed overhead. When the course finally opens, a $100 greens fee looks like a high-margin sale to the customer. In reality, that fee is often consumed entirely by the cost of maintaining the playing surface. The greens fee functions as a loss leader, similar to the fuel at a gas station. It draws people to the property, but the revenue is immediately diverted to pay for liability insurance, specialized grounds crews, and commercial mowers that cost $50,000 apiece. This creates a volatility trap. Your equipment debt, property taxes, and the water required to keep 150 acres of grass alive must be paid every day. If a rainy weekend keeps players at home, your revenue drops to zero while your overhead stays perfectly flat. Unpredictable variables, like a severe drought or a spike in utility rates, can instantly turn a profitable month into a significant deficit. The core game of golf is a break-even proposition. It provides the activity, but it cannot sustain the debt service of the land. If the golf itself doesn't generate the profit, where is the money actually coming from? The business survives by treating its players as a captive audience for high-margin back-end services. As this profit breakdown shows, the real margins are found in the clubhouse. A $9 craft beer that costs less than $1 to pour carries a margin that the greens fee can never match. Owners maximize their return by pivoting into event management. Charging thousands in facility fees for corporate outings, weddings, and charity tournaments turns the course into a high-end rental venue. Even the golf carts are profit engines. Once the initial lease is paid off, a $50 rental fee is almost pure profit, requiring only a few cents of electricity to recharge. Viewed through this lens, the sport is the bait used to operate a highly profitable hospitality and event business. To stabilize cash flow against weather fluctuations, many courses utilize a recurring subscription model, similar to a commercial gym. A gym's profitability relies on the fact that most members pay their dues but rarely use the equipment. A golf course faces the opposite problem. This creates a paradox. You need the membership dues to survive the winter months, but if those members play frequently during the summer, they increase the wear on the turf and limit the number of high-margin tee times you can sell to the public. The membership model provides a financial floor, but it also places a ceiling on your potential earnings during peak weekends. Owning a golf course is an investment in a highly leveraged landscaping and hospitality machine. It is a business defined by high fixed costs and a constant struggle against the physical realities of the land. Success requires navigating a relentless operational war against weather patterns, utility rates, and agricultural maintenance. When the fairways are empty and the rain is falling, the only reliable path to profitability is the margin on a $15 cocktail. Every industry has a hidden economic engine. When you strip away the branding and the prestige, the math usually reveals a much different business than the one being advertised.